Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here. We're back for some more of the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door on the Nintendo Switch, and if you didn't miss out during the last one, well, we just made it on over here to the creepy steeple, and now for this episode, we are going to have to battle out with the boss that is going to be here, that is going to be known as Doopliss, even though that we're not knowing what his name is going to be just yet, because unfortunately what's going to happen here throughout this episode is that we're going to be turning into a more shadow form of ourselves, and we are going to have a new tag-along partner within our way as well, too, for this said chapter, which that will be a nice good help for what the other part of that said boss is going to be later. Now, before we actually go and worry about what Doopliss here, as you guys go and see, we do have this friendly boo that's going to be here. If you guys remember, this was the same type of boo that did a quiz before when we went and opened up with that can of booze that just went and shot out of everywhere, and it was like around like 200 boos that we had to go and guess. Well, you could go and talk back to this guy here, and it seems like he'll give you a boo sheet, which we are going to use that throughout our way of the said battle, just because with Doopliss and his flying attack powers, we don't really have to really get ourselves into too much damage from him having to do all that type of stuff there. Now, here is the spiral staircase, and all that we have to do now is just jump right onto that little spring, and we can now finally be able to meet up with this said Doopliss guy and interact with him for the very first time. Now, within these two videos for today, we are going to do a little bit something different here. We're not actually going to be worrying about doing any type of Final Fantasy or Persona 4 our way, but what we are going to go and do instead is do the finale of the Wii Party little mini series that me and Kevin have been doing. Now, I did let you guys know that for the finale is that I wanted to bring another new member alongside within our way of what the whole Board Island game is all about. So I actually decided to bring one of my other close friends. His name is Joseph, and he decided to go and tag along within this said mini-series. Now, he is going to be a part for some other videos later on down the road, so hope you guys will go and enjoy out with that. We are deciding that me and Joseph, we're going to go and try to play a little bit of some Rayman Legends in the whole Kung Foot situation, so that should be pretty fun right there. Alright, and with all that being said in mind, let us go and do this battle. So let's go right on into it. Okay, so starting off with first is that we do want to make sure to add in with this boo sheen here so that we can actually go and turn invisible, just so that this guy doesn't have to go and try to set up on anything with us here. And of course, we do want to go and tattle alongside here with Goombella, but there's something a little bit strange here because, yeah, basically, she can't really read too much about what this said guy is all about. So all that we can really go and learn here is that he has his HP, his attack, and all about with his defense, but nothing about with his name, though. So, unfortunately, we're just going to have to kind of just deal with what we have. So, yes, he does have his little flying attack power, but at least the good thing is that with our boo sheet in tow, we can actually go and dodge that. We also do have that pretty lucky badge still on us as well, so hopefully that can kind of come into effect, but I don't think from what I was going through this episode, I don't think that ever actually landed here. But yeah, so just like how we did before in Chapter 3, we're just going to go and just set up with the charge and the power bounce combo, which this is going to be something nice to go and have, just so that we don't have to have Doopliss being too annoying. Now, I'm pretty certain I think he is super effective to anything ice related, so if you do have the ice hammer, which I think I do have the ice hammer badge, you can actually make sure that he can get frozen, and I know that we've done this before in our way of the randomizer of the Paper Mario and the 1000 Year Door on the GameCube version, and that ice hammer badge was a big help for what Doopliss was all about, and I'm pretty sure we do have that in our inventory right now, so I may possibly want to go and make sure to go and switch that around at some point. Oh, and there he goes, and just like that, he's going to go and analyze us right here, and he's going to become a former version of ourselves, but in a more so shadowy type of form in a way. So now this man literally has all of our different specialty abilities for right now. So he does have like the hammer, he does have the jumping power. I don't think he can really do anything else. I don't think he can really go a step on any type of special stars or anything of that to get any of the crystal star moves out of the way. So I think he just has only Mario's jumping and hammer attacks here. But we're just going to go and just set up on our charging right there and just kind of wait until this man gets on out of that boo sheet, because these annoying boos that are in the audience are just giving away all these boo sheets out here. Alright, so there we go. And just like that, we knocked out with Doopliss there. Or I should say, his mystery no name at this point in time, because we don't really know that yet. But there we go. Now, this is going to be something really cool, because not only do we get some nice good EXP here, but Merly actually bumps our EXP even more of a much larger type of way. So we'll be able to get like a whole bunch of star points right here. Like, just look at that. We made it all the way back up to 32 right on after that. But I know that for one thing that we are going to have to go and do is move our FP right on over here. We're going to add it right to the 25 margin, just to make sure that we get an additional extra 5 FP there. But then for the next one that we're going to have to do for the next level is that we're going to make sure to get enough more badge points, because I do want to go and try to start adding more things to that. Because it's always good to have enough badge points. Now this seems really strange, right? Like, this does not look like Mario here, because like its head is a little bit more like slimmer down, and Mario looks a little bit more depressed than rather than just being his happy type of go-lucky self here. So something seems a little bit off. And not only that, but we also got the end screen type of credits as well for this chapter. So even though that this game is kind of fooling around a little bit, saying that, like, oh, well, you must have actually completed out with the story here. Well, not exactly, because we are going to have to fight with Doopliss again, but I think in his more so Mario form that we're going to have to worry about here. Huh. Well, let's just go and wake up here, and, oh, man. So yeah, so we're just the shadow form version here. Unfortunately, we can't really go and do too much right now. We lost our partners. So just be very careful that when you head back to Twilight Town that you don't try to go and battle out with any sent enemies that are going to be here for a little bit, because like you have to worry about battling out with Crazy Daisies and Hyper Goombas, and just by yourself is not really all that too great with having them there. So it's just better enough just to try to run away from the actual situation and just try to make it back as quickly as you can. So it seems like they have like some sort of item here known as like the super bomb or something, and it seems like Vivian dropped it somewhere, so now Vivian has to go and try to search for it because now she's been punished again for another time. But we'll be there to go and help out with them as well, even though that we can't really go and do anything with all of our partners because everyone expects that this other form of Mario that's out here, this other said Doopliss guy that's out here running around with Mario's body, they all just think that that's like the normal Mario out here, while we're just completely just different. But it's kind of weird to actually go and hear Mario actually speak, because like normally he's kind of like the actual somewhat of like a silent type of Paper Mario out here, but unfortunately it seems like we got some talking points out here for some time. So yeah, but basically every time that you go and head back and forth in this little particular part here, Doopliss will try to jump out and try to actually say like, oh, well, you have to go and say what my actual name is and blah, blah, blah. And unfortunately, we don't really know what his actual name just yet is because we have to look for a specialty type of letter P. And that letter P is somewhere stuck in the steeple somewhere, but we need to have Vivian alongside with us though. But, yeah, so technically all that we can really go and do is actually have a capital P instead of a lowercase p. But if we had a lowercase p, we would actually know what his name is right away. But the game doesn't even allow us to even go and try to do it like this. So it doesn't even work. We're just off by like one letter out here. So yeah, all that we really have to do right now at this point in time is just make sure that we just run away from this. Like, even though that this man literally tries to say, like, don't run away from the battle, well, we are going to have to run away from the battle, because we can't really do anything, or else he's just going to go and give us a game over here. So, on our way back, time to go and smash around with some of these bushes here, and hopefully try to figure out exactly where the super bomb is going to be, so, there we go. And just like that, we'll pass it over here to Vivian. Now, unfortunately, this type of super bomb is going to be broken. Uh-oh. Well, now the sisters are even going to get even more upset about with all this now. Well, let's go and try to see if we can maybe try to fix it, maybe. But it's really busted up, so there's no point in trying to salvage out on that type of item right there. But you know what? At least the good thing is that they don't have to use that actual set bomb right away. Because again, Mario is kind of running around doing his other stuff here. Or I should say Doopliss. But the cool thing about what's going to happen here is that Vivian is now going to go and tag along with us here. And we'll actually be able to go and do a little bit of some new things with her as well. So, for example, we'll actually be able to go and hide through other type of other like situations where like enemies will try not to go and see us like right away. And not only that, but we're also going to have her as somewhat of a... of like someone that can actually go and sneak around with some of these different like type of crows that are around within Twilight Town. And I believe that's like the only type of thing that we can also go and do within those set type of animals, because I don't think we can really go and do anything else with them. But some of these crows do have some funny type of dialogues as well, but we just need to try to find at least like one type of crow family that's out here that will be able to go and actually at least speak out a little bit more about who this Doopliss guy is or something that's around here. So now we got all the justifications of all the information tutorial-wise about how Vivian actually works. Now, Vivian does actually have somewhat of some pretty nice good movesets, and I would strongly recommend on having Vivian as like one of your main type of staple of partners, because she does have some really nice good moves. Even her upgrade moves are pretty nice as well. Like, she does have like the Shadow Fist move, which I believe it can actually cause burn damage as well, which that's pretty nice. I believe she also does have like this other type of one where like she could basically cause fire damage to like everybody that's in like one type of row in a battle, which that is actually pretty nice. I think that'll happen a little bit later. Wow. So these girls really know how to go out of their way to learn about how this whole internet access works, because it seems like one of the crow buddies out here actually has some very nice, good network, man. You know, for me, I actually have some nice, good Wi-Fi 6, which that's actually pretty nice as well, too. All right, well, anyways, I think we're going to go and end things off here for today. I'll see you guys in the next one, and of course, peace.